It's been the talk of Midland. The tall city is getting a new zoo. Zoo Midland is going to be a nonprofit zoo that will be part of the Preserve project that we told you about yesterday. Marcus Risen got to sit down with the zoo president and has the story.
The last time Midland had a zoo was 1977, the year Star Wars first came out. Now, for everyone who wants a zoo in Midland, there's a new hope.
We think it'll be something that all of Midland can be proud of and enjoy for years to come.
Recently, we told you about the story of the Cole Park Zoo, a zoo that served Midland from the 1950s to the 1970s. Now, almost 50 years after its closure, the tall city looks to introduce some new furry friends. Along with the Preserve Midland project, in that same area will be Zoo Midland.
Zoo Midland is a project that the idea of a zoo was about 2017, 2018 is kind of the origin of thinking about doing a zoo. The whole idea was to create a family-friendly, marquee thing for Midland. The zoo kind of creates a lot of opportunity for education. It creates opportunity to have moments with family or friends where you can learn about something that you didn't know before. And we felt like it was a really great way to bring family and friends together.
Jeff Beard, the president of Zoo Midland, also wanted to address something that many Midlanders have said over the years.
You don't have to talk to very many people that have been here very long and they'll say, but there's nothing to do. So we want to really change that idea.
And let's just say a zoo would definitely change that, along with the rest of the preserve. Of the 220 acres that was the Nueva Vista Golf Club, the zoo would be herding 51 of those acres. Despite it being a quarter of the land, the zoo will definitely be a star of the show.
The two groups kind of view it as a potential area where people could come in the morning and kind of stay all day and have, educational experience at the zoo, and then they can go out and hang out in the parks or in the walking trails or in the shops.
With Midland growing so much, the group wanted something that stood out not just in West Texas, but the country.
And having something where you don't have to drive to Dallas or San Antonio or insert whatever big city you'd like to be able to do something like this. I mean, one of the things you hear a lot, I've grew up in Midland, I've been here a long time, and you go to these different places and it's like, man, why can't Midland have this? So, hopefully this is one of those things where people come here and go, man, why can't my town have this?
So what makes this zoo stand out from the others?
One of the things that Jason Green, our zoologist, is helping us with is, and he coined the term years ago when we met him, was bring the back to the front. So things that typically maybe behind the scenes you can actually, as a customer, see firsthand.
So what new friends would you be able to see behind the scenes? Well, the West Texas sun definitely plays a part in that decision.
If we look at other zoos that have similar climates. Abilene has a zoo, Fort Worth, San Antonio. You go look at some of those zoos and what species they have, we would have a very similar species list. Having several polar bears or something like that is not something we would do. That would not be good for them. We'll have indoor-outdoor space for every animal. And so, if it's extra hot or it's extra cold or whatever, that animal will have the ability to go inside.
And as we've learned, Midlanders who experienced it go bananas for their Cole Park Zoo. So bringing in a new generation of animals brings a new generation of memories.
To be able to bring it to the community and then to have some fond memories of an old one, I think can be really fun for those folks that remember Cole Park fondly. Now, ours is not the same. It's in a totally different location, but nonetheless, I think it'll bring back a little bit of that nostalgia for some long-term residents, which I think will be really neat.
That nostalgia from the land of Cole Park has lingered for 50 years.
I think if they have an opportunity to do that, they shouldn't miss it at all. I think a zoo is an important contribution to any city.
And if Zoo Midland plays their cards right, the nostalgia that will take place in these 51 acres will linger too.
Anytime we could get back to West Texas, it would be the first thing I'd want to do is to go to the New Midland Zoo.
Now, the plan is for the zoo to be done by mid-2027, a full 50 years after the original zoo closed down. News West 9 will continue to update you as we learn more about the zoo and the animals that will eventually roam around it. In Midland, I'm Marcus Risen.